Welcome to Podcast This Escape, the podcast where we talk about the escape room that we escaped from in the previous episode of this podcast. Samantha, thank you so much. That was great.
We escaped our way in.
We made our way in. It was an escape room.
Hey, gotta switch it up sometime, right?
Is that, like, I assume the word escape is old enough that there won't be an etymological connection to, like, X as meaning out, like Exa, right?
I think there will be.
Really?
Yeah, I think there will be.
All right.
Oh no, we're back on etymology.
I think it'll be.
Yeah,
all right,
it totally is.
Yeah, it'll be from the Old French.
Medieval Latin. Ex kappa. To outcloak, apparently.
Okay.
Sure.
Everything good comes from medieval Latin. That was great fun. Thank you so much. So this was the start of the connected arc, and not only.
Sorry.
Oh, Danny, what have you found out about the word escape?
This means, like, to escape from your clothing. It was like the magician escaping a straitjacket.
Oh, so
That's
it
what
came
the word
literally
escape
from.
means. An escape artist is the original escape.
So everyone else is appropriating the concept of escape
Apparently.
to not be getting out of a straitjacket.
That's wild.
That's very cool in medieval Latin. So we got to play through the room, we got to get inside, we got to do all that, and you've given us all these lovely little teasers for the rest of the arc. Do you know much about the rest of the arc yourself?
Oh yeah, have you
Or have
been?
you sort of
do you
passed
know
the
all
torch
of the
and you're like,
spoilers?
I'm done, get out of here.
I know the overarching story, but I have not been in any of the other rooms, like any of the playtests or anything like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't know, for example, what happens in the McFly Hall of Transportation.
Correct, which is probably good, so I don't Tom Holland it.
So this room was great fun. This was really nice. It was a very smooth room. Everything made sense. It was all. We never got like thrown off by some connection that was absolutely wild. How much of this was like is your first draft, and how much is iterations of playtesting?
So actually, the vast majority is my first draft. So the hopscotch puzzle, the whole reason for the colors is to give like that extra. The blue is the sky, and the green is the grass for orientation.
Oh,
Fair.
Yeah.
Lovely. So it makes sense if people aren't necessarily as keyed into how hopscotch goes, starting from the bottom.
totally fair.
Yeah.
Now
But like, so originally when I designed that, I had the arrows in there, but they could be read the same forward and backwards. And so that changed. Yeah, that changed in a playtest. The puzzle that's probably had the most revision in terms of like how it's depicted is that tree puzzle. What's been interesting is that people who are familiar with the way like those cryptexes work, those type of like letter shifting puzzles, seem to get it a lot faster than people who aren't.
That seems fair.
Yeah. So like my husband, I was actually in Phoenix and my husband was back home, and he actually did the first playtest over Discord with me. And he, the way I had them originally is I had like A plus G and then inside the heart. But but he does math, and so he was like sitting like that's his whole job is math. And so he was sitting there like trying to add things together, and it was just so confusing.
Yeah, you're right. I think that would have. I would have done the same
if I saw a plus. If there was a plus in the middle, I would never. Yeah. I would very much not have been thinking about rotational ciphers. I would have been like, okay, so the value of A plus the value of G.
The way it's ended up looking definitely clear and didn't throw us off in that sort of way.
Yeah, because the whole thought was that okay, so the heart can be a symbol for an equal sign. Yeah, and so let's see, that changed some, but like pretty much most of it was the original stuff. It was just fine-tuning some of the puzzles. Originally, when you rotate the tiles and you got that 473, the reason it's in that order is because that was the code to get into the door. I did a play test with my Throw Spaghetti at the Wall group because one of the things that I've been doing, like weekly, my two best friends from high school, the three of us will play through y'all's escape rooms.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And so we just got through episode 5 of Chronomaly. And so when the next time we meet, we're going to be on episode 6, and I'll actually get to play this one because I haven't listened to the episode yet. But but so like they got it, but I have another group, and we're like all scattered across, but like, and we know each other through the internet. But we've been playing through it at a much slower pace. And they're my like, they just do off the wall stuff where I'm like, why are you doing? And they're in that group is two different people who I've introduced to physical escape rooms. Like they had never played one before I went and visited them and hung out with them and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And so when they did the puzzle, their first instinct was to add the fourth number, the seventh number, and the third, like on that price board. And I was like, oh, actually, I like that idea so much better than mine. So I'm just gonna steal it. But yeah. So then I had to like come up with another puzzle to actually get into the museum, because I was like, no, you can't just get into the museum. So the plaque was added fairly late. But pretty much everything else was, I wrote it. Yeah, I probably wrote it over like 2 hours sitting in a hotel room, and then did like 5 or 6 play tests with a bunch of different people. Yeah.
Amazing. We usually talk the bit when we have guests who have played, say, hey, what was the one that you were most proud of or the one that you enjoyed the most? So I'm happy to do that for mine. It was definitely once we were rotating those tiles. Thank you for realizing, Bill, that the beeps went with it. That was very useful. I don't know how long that would have taken me. But just the process of drawing it, I love a good thing where you like draw or you are saying or you're writing something, and as you are doing it, it is nothing until you have finished and just stared at it. And my picture is not very good, and yet it is still, even through its terrible, terrible roughness, coherent enough that I could look at it and go, oh my God, that is something.
Yeah, has that been generally the case, or do some people need you to sort of draw out what it would look like or show them, you know, how many, does everyone pretty good at the rotation of it?
Everyone is pretty good at the rotation. I have like, there's been 1 or 2 times where I've been like, this is what it ends up being. But like they've all rotated. I did have somebody in a playtest print it out and physically rotate it.
Nice.
So, but yeah, that's the original, when I made the original version with my very terrible artwork, because the squares weren't lined up, I had rotated it to solve it. But like literally, and I still have I don't know if Zencastr can do images or not, but like literally the squares are like all off because I cannot, apparently I don't know what lines are. So, but yeah, when Leah made the final version, like, yes, I just haven't rotated it to
amazing.
Have the
worst things to
solve.
worst, if that happens, you can just get away with it by saying, oh, it looks different on my screen.
Right?
Oh, mine's fine. Oh, that's great. I mean, we talk about stuff that, so you feel good about doing that, and you should. You did really well with that. I don't know if there's, I mean, I do think I think I did well at the searching element of this room in terms of knowing where to keep looking, although I did terribly at the understanding what a maze looks like of the room. But that's okay. We got there in the end.
You were good at instincting which things were going to connect to each other.
Yes, that's right. I think it made sense in this room. Although you said earlier someone else went, oh, I wanted to add 4, 7, and 3 together on the price board. Does that mean that the price board originally had a different puzzle related?
Yes, it did.
Oh,
so originally you had to add up the food items that spelled gate.
Oh,
I like that too. That's also great fun.
That's very funny.
Are you opening up the menu again?
Would have been early. Price board, there it is.
Nailed it.
Oh yeah, G. So gravy biscuit, apple pie, turkey salad, egg sandwich. Oh, that's very funny. I didn't even notice that.
That said, without a hint to do that, no idea how long it would have taken me to think of it.
Well, no, because we definitely didn't see it at the time.
But it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Apple, because of K.A. Applegate. That's a reference to a gate. Gravy, you can use to get through a gate.
And what about you, Samantha? What was your favorite? If you had a favorite, what was your favorite part of the creation process of this?
I think it was trying to like make everything work in a way that was like cohesive, and it wasn't just throwing something out there and then being like, well, good luck, Godspeed. I did have fun with the whole squirrel bit too.
Mm.
And the whole reason there's even a search item for the door is I knew if I mentioned a door, it would get explored, but it does nothing. And I didn't need any like red herring with it or anything like that, because that's just frustrating. So it was like, it's a door, it's closed, it says no squirrels. It's just there. I promise. Just a door.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is that I will not need this no squirrels bit in my memory for the rest of the museum.
Yeah.
You will
Because
not.
it's definitely going to be there.
You will not. At least, let me put it this way. To my knowledge, you will not. I don't think so.
I am very intrigued by the vibes that I'm getting from early Escape This podcast things that, intentional or not, like obviously in those documents that we got towards the end, there was some Peter's Point overt reference and generally the feel for it, like just getting a map to the connected season. That was how I started season 2, with just random art from the internet and stuck into paint and deliberately awful. But this one actually looks professionally done. And even things like the code, the cipher that we needed to do, we needed to go backwards in it. Because I did that in a season 1 room. I don't even remember if I did it intentionally.
This has already been ciphered. You're unciphering by needing to go backwards.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's nice. And that has gotten us so many complaints over the years of people being like, which way does it? Doesn't work, does it? Because I think we get confused at some point in our notes originally that it went the wrong way and it got very confusing.
That sounds like me.
But no, it was great fun. How was this as well? Like, obviously, this is not just you coming in with a room that you thought, oh, I'd really love the idea of a room that's outside a museum. What was the process been like of being involved in a connected arc with other people writing? And were you assigned do the entryway? Did you put your hand up for it? Did you already have an idea for something like this? How did it all come together?
So we had the first like interest call with all of us. And several people like already had an idea of what they like. I definitely want to run a room. I definitely want to do this. And then when we decided on the whole museum thing, they were like, I definitely want to do this thing, and so on and so forth. And then they were like, we need an intro and a conclusion. And nobody stepped up to do the intro initially. And I'm like, well, I'm just here. Like, I'm not doing anything. I just kind of figured I'd help play test some of this stuff. But then I was like, well, if nobody else is going to volunteer, I'll do the intro room. Why not? I think it's been a long time since I've worked on a group project. But if all group projects worked like this, I probably wouldn't have hated them in school. So you
That's good to hear.
Because I think one of the things about being an adult, right, is that you're also bringing in what you do in your like real life. And I think there's a couple people who actually have like project management experience. And so there's like Google Docs with everyone's intro and out, like all this stuff, all this planning behind the scenes stuff to like make sure that everything works and is connected and stuff. Which really made my part super easy. I just had to show up to some meetings, give some progress updates, and write a room.
I mean, that's fantastic.
That's why like there are loads of people. I remember this like back in school debating. Everyone wanted to be second and third speaker, and I was like, "Are you guys crazy? First speaker, you don't even have to rebut anything. You just get to plan your speech, and then you're done." It feels exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's lovely. And then I suppose as well, the other question is. So this was obviously a project with a bunch of other people doing this. You've run a lot of our rooms, you're saying, for your friends or played them with your friends. Mm-hmm. Is this the first time you've tried to write your own audio escape room, or do you have other ones that you've worked on before or completed?
No, this is my first.
Nice.
First. Exciting. Does it feel like first of many, or do you feel, nah, I'm done with that?
Yeah, I've done one, I'll never do it again.
It's hard to say. I don't think I'd be opposed. I just know that without direction, I don't know if I would like be thinking of, it's because it was very much like a fell into my lap type deal, not something I had dreamed about. I wouldn't be surprised if I do another one, if I write another one in the future. But I wouldn't like think it's going to be quick in any capacity.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was really enjoyable to play. It was lovely. It made sense. Do you think again? I don't know if this was discussed. Is there like is there going to be like a planned difficulty curve or anything? People be like, oh, by room 9 or 10, let's get really complicated, or do you think everyone's just doing the room that they want to do? Did you intentionally think at any point like, oh, this should be fairly simple? I don't think it was fairly simple. We had to rotate tiles into a new image, but I could imagine someone trying to get really difficult. Was there any thought about that, or were you just like, I'm just doing intro room, it's good, I'll make sure it's under an hour and we'll be happy?
It was mostly, I'll do the intro room. I need to make sure that like I get a little bit of setup in there, and that it is under an hour, ideally.
Yeah.
That's fair. And much appreciated.
Oh yeah, timing wise worked out great. Some people will assume that because we've done so many of these, we'll go faster than other people, but we do not, because we spend time Googling the etymology of wrought iron gates or doing a half child drowning in a fountain bit, things like that take a while. I had a lot of fun. It was really enjoyable. I really liked the maze being a mix of an actual maze that you have drawn out for you that you can try and solve, and a puzzle that gets you started.
Agreed.
I think that transition from puzzle solves you part of a maze and then do the rest of the maze was really fun. Did you I know at that point you told us where we were up to in that maze. Was that always your plan, or did it become people were getting too confused going from puzzle into rest of maze or things like that? Did you ever attempt to just be like, go for it, idiots?
I do actually have like some verbiage if people try and do it without solving that word puzzle first. And it's basically just like, you're going to get lost. You need to go back.
True.
So, but no, so what happened with that, is my friend Tiffany, she loves like puzzles, mazes, all that sort of stuff. And she was really gun-ho for the idea of making like an actual physical maze. She's like, I feel like if you're having a maze, you should let people solve a maze. And so like, but I think the problem with that is because the actual entrance is bitten off, you definitely have to, I feel like you have to say, this is where you end up after you make these turns. Because otherwise, like, it almost feels like setting people up to fail, and that's not fun.
Yeah. It's a challenge, and you would need to, like, give them a step counter to know exactly how far forward they went, how far right they went. It can work. It's just, not easy, and it depends on the feel that you're going for.
Right.
Wonderful. Yeah. It's always interesting with mazes and escape rooms like that, because people who know the trick of a maze, which is just go left every single time forever, and you'll win.
Now you've got to start putting obstacles at the end of
and it's always nice to like it's always interesting because like you sort of just when it happens with players, you have to sort of be like, yeah, but come on, like you're like, oh, you'll get lost if you don't have the thing. People will just be like, I just go left every time. I know I won't get lost. I'll get out eventually. That's how mazes work. And it's like, no, play my game.
I assume I've said this on the podcast before because I tell the story a lot, but just in case anyone hasn't heard it, my punishment, horrible thing that I found at a dead end of a hedge maze was a peacock, and the peacock chased me. And then when I went back there to try to show people this peacock that chased me, it wasn't there anymore. And I don't know where it went.
It's right behind you.
Yeah, I got accosted by a ghost peacock in
That's
a
how you
hedge
stop people
maze
cheating your
at
maze.
about age 10.
So if you ever go to a dead end, you'll get attacked by a peacock.
When you're 10, peacocks are big.
Yeah, that's true. They make themselves seem really big. Don't worry, it's a trick, Danny. That's just their tail.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I was like, do y'all have different peacocks over there, or is it the same peacock with the feathers?
Yeah, no, big one. Where'd the peacock come from?
I don't know.
It must have escaped the zoo. I don't think they're just generally running around Sydney.
Well, I
Can
mean,
they fly?
that's a little bit.
Do we have them in the Botanic Gardens, the peacocks?
We have them at the zoo, but roaming the zoo.
Yeah,
not as
out
exhibits
in the zoo.
the zoo.
Just wandering around.
So when you say they escaped from the zoo, I think they were free to go.
I don't know if they're trapped.
But I'm pretty sure
they're just the only people in Sydney who have peacock food.
I'm pretty sure the hedge maze was in Tasmania. For fact, when I worked at the zoo briefly, or studied at the zoo and therefore did some work days at it. One task that I had to do was go to a sort of pond area and like count the ducks to see if all of the ducks that were supposed to be there were there, or if some of them had gone roaming. And apparently, when I was there were extra ducks, and they were confused.
What do you mean? What do you do?
It doesn't sound confusing to me.
It also feels like the kind of job where there's like should be a follow-up, but I don't know what that would be. Like, you counted the ducks. Oh, really? How many ducks? Oh, there's only 10 ducks. There's meant to be 20 ducks. All right, what do you want me to do about it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to...
It's very true.
I can't find 10 ducks.
No, again, I was a student person. I may have just been given fake jobs. There's
That's
no
true.
way of knowing. One of my other jobs was pat the echidnas.
That's a better job than
It was a
count the
much
ducks.
better job.
Well, lovely. I really enjoyed it. Do we want, as a group, to try and name this arc quickly before anybody else turns up? Because we got to get it a name. But this episode needs to come out with a name. Now we know it's in a museum. We know we're looking for Eve. We know that there's a map and a passport. We know that...
Are there any other movies about museums besides Night at the Museum? Literally any.
Thomas Crown Affair.
Is that a museum?
I don't know, but he's an art thief, isn't he? Where else are you going to steal art from?
A gallery?
What's a gallery but a museum?
They can be very different.
What are some words related to museums?
I feel like we just need to call it Questacon. Questacon being the name of a kid-focused, science-based museum in Australia.
What if we just quickly have you say the name Alabrandy a few times? So we're looking for Alabrandy, and then we call the arc looking for Alabrandy.
So we're changing the kid's name from
we're
Eve
going to
to
change from Eve
Alabrandy.
to Alabrandy.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hope your name being Eve wasn't important.
And then it'll be a reference to Australian cinema from the 90s.
90s? I never saw it.
Looking for 90s?
It was too
I
old
think
for me,
90s.
so 90s makes sense.
Yeah.
And by too old, I mean too mature for me.
Oh, you were too young.
I wouldn't have
you
cared
were too
about it
young
when it
for,
existed.
to see
Yes,
Pia Miranda's breakout role
Yes.
in Looking for Alabrandy.
correct.
All right. You had to watch Hating Alison Ashley.
I also didn't. I was too old by the time that became a movie.
So, tangents aside, what's the arc called? I have to just come up with a name while I'm editing.
Movies about museums.
Let me see.
Night at the Museum. Night at the Museum.
What about we call
Night
it-
at the Museum.
Danny, what about we call it Eve of Destruction?
Oh, Thomas Crown Affair.
See, I told you.
Cats in the museum. Sure.
What do you have at museums? You have exhibits. You have this has a bunch of halls. There's a passport. There's got to be something. Maybe we'll have to brainstorm it, you and me, Danny, and come up with an idea.
Oh,
before
I'm
this
sure
episode
that'll be
comes
how
out.
it works. And you're going to mock whatever I come up with, and then I'm going to insist upon it.
Puzzle. The Puzzle House Museum. It's like the Powerhouse Museum.
Oh, yes.
Exhibition.
I told you if you try to do that, you're just going to escape prohibition.
Escapism. We'll come up with something. Everyone listening
At
already
the
knows what
moment,
we came up with.
welcome to the escapism arc.
Yeah, exactly. If it's called escapism, then we really could not come up with any good ideas. Thank you, everybody, for listening. But thank you so much, Samantha, for running a room. We had a heap of fun. It was really lovely, and we're really excited to see the rest of how this all comes together.
Yeah, you've given us an intro that has made us excited for the rest.
Good. I'm glad.
So thank you so much for coming and running that for us. Thank you, Danny, for playing along with me.
Thank you, too.
And thanks everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to help support the show, tell someone about the show. Spread the word. Jump online, talk about it. Go into a forum or a Discord or real life. Talk to your neighbors.
Yeah.
Talk to your friends. It's the best way to help grow a show is word of mouth. So please, if you know anyone who likes podcasts and they would be interested in escape rooms and puzzles, recommend the show. We always appreciate it. It's really helpful. You can also support us on Patreon. We don't run any ads on the show. All of our revenue is through crowdfunding. Anyone who signs up on Patreon helps support the show so that we can continue making free things for everybody. We continue doing Escape This Podcast and Solve This Murder, which is absolutely fantastically appreciated. There are rewards as well for anybody who signs up. Anyone at any level can appear as an NPC in one of Danny's rooms. So starting from next year again, I suppose, or in a Solve This Murder episode as
And
well.
just by coincidence, thank you, Eve and Al.
Yeah, it just happened to be that's probably they're some patrons. not actually named after them, but you're probably there. There's also a whole bunch of bonus stuff. For $5 donors get all the weekly bonus audio of us doing behind-the-scenes things, doing cryptic crosswords, reading through Encyclopedia Brown stories.
Since this season, we won't be doing any
There'll be
play
a lot of
tests anymore.
crosswords.
Yeah, we'll be doing lots of extra, just bonusy, puzzly stuff.
So lots of fun stuff there. Our $10 donors get monthly videos. They get a new podcast series where we rewatch the 90s and early 2000s television show Charmed, which is very, very fun. It's cool. It's good. It's really fun. So yeah, that'll be for the $10 donors as well. And there's a whole bunch of extra bonus stuff for levels above that. There's trivia and there's other cool things going on. So thank you everybody who supports us there. There's a link below if you want to sign up. It would be always appreciated.
I know I called this the lazy season for Danny, and in one regard, yes, but I promise, both of us, we are doing a lot of stuff. We are working very hard right now.
Yeah, in case you don't want to pay lazy people. Thank you everybody who supports us there. Thank you so much everyone for listening. That's it. That's the end of the episode. Bye everybody.